Hello world, welcome back to Accelerate and welcome back to the bane of my life. This is my turbo MX5 build. You guys have probably seen the heartache I've gone through just stripping this thing. So this is how she sits at the moment. I honestly can't remember the last time you guys saw this. If you got me on Facebook, you would have seen on my stories sort of the processes and the amount of grinding that's gone on at the moment. So the front suspension has been completely stripped. The rear subframe is not there. The engine is quite literally being held up and the gearbox with axle stands. Moving on to the rear, it is now completely stripped off, including the fuel tank, subframe, diff. I have just sent my diff off, my new diff off, to be rebuilt as well, which is another exciting point. So what you can see here is, it doesn't look very pretty at all. So the process at the moment is grinding, just countless hours of grinding all the old underseal off. So then Georgia can go back and do her thing, cleaning it off and applying what they call rust converter. I do want to say a massive thank you to Georgia. She's been amazing up at this point. The amount of date nights we've had to cancel to get this where it is now, and probably going to be a lot more, sorry to tell you. But anyway, she is really getting involved, so it's her job to apply all the rust converter, and then after that, that will make it a paintable surface for the rust encapsulator or the primer. I think it'd be easier to show you. There she is. For those asking about the Bandit as well, it is going fabulously. Absolutely loving that thing. There's going to be a bit more content coming up on that. So things get a bit exciting when you crawl out underneath. I wasn't lying when I said we've stripped as much of this off as we can. Even the fuel tank that used to live up there, that's been stripped. So much the same with the here. It's just been countless hours, evenings of grinding, and then cleaning off and applying rust converter. Stu is doing the welding next week. I said about the grinding, you think, oh yeah, it's not too bad, but you wouldn't believe all the nooks and crannies, and you just think, how on earth are you going to get in there? So this is what this car looks like at the moment. I don't know at what point you stop calling it a car. So yeah, very exciting stuff at the moment. So like I said, Stu is finishing off the welding, hopefully this week, because the plan by next weekend, it is Saturday today, by next weekend we want it on the ramp over there, up in the air, so we can start applying the rust treatment, and then it's after that it's building up, getting all the bushes in. Speaking of build up, we've collected some very important parts. You can probably tell from the thumbnail. It has turned into, as I've said before, it's gone from just replacing sails to a full rebuild. Wow. It does look crazy. So I need to give a massive thank you to Dale at Onamission. So I did a video on stripping the car, saying I wasn't sure whether I was going to paint or powder coat it, and he got in touch with me saying he knows some very good powder coaters who could sort us out. Dale does have an incredible K24 throttle bodied EG Civic hatch that we are going to be doing a video on very soon as well. We managed to match it up to the Accelerate logo, and in person it just looks crazy. So when you see this in person, be sure to pop your head underneath and have a look. But we've literally driven it, we haven't actually got it all out yet, so we haven't even had a chance to look at it properly. So it's okay, George's camera woman today. Now I know how Kenny feels doing all the work. So what we're going to do, we're going to lay it all out, and believe it or not, we're going to teach Georgia how to install all the bushes. We got a lot of bushes and a lot of stuff to build up. That's why you have a girlfriend, isn't it? For free labour. Even little bits like that I didn't think were going to be salvageable. Dale, you've done an awesome job, man. I can't even tell which one he had to bend off. That sounded really dodgy. This is the first time we've actually seen it all laid out, and like I said, seeing it in person is just crazy. And Georgia keeps saying, come on, let's get it on. Yeah, boy. Not in that way. Yeah, we do need to build them. So as you can see from here, we've got the subframe, we've got the arms. even the knuckles, the spindles, everything. I'm very surprised, especially because of how old the metal is, and a lot of it was in a bad shape, but they've done an amazing job. So now it's going to be your job to sand them all down, do all the tedious stuff of sanding it down and getting all the bushes in. Going into all the arms and bushes, I know I've covered this on a previous video, but we've got energy suspension there. We've got a box of bits ready to go, nuts and bolts. There are still a lot of nuts and bolts I need to order. I've got bits dotted everywhere. And there were a few things that I forgot to do that, fair play to her, which Georgia is on as we speak. She has been, if any of you guys have ever done it, sandblasting is so tedious. She has been good as gold. Although it's tedious, it is very satisfying, and I'll show you the end result. Something else I just thought, this is so exciting. You believe it or not, this is Ben's E36, the one you would have seen at Landau. It's been on a couple of videos. Ben, I hope you don't mind, I'm going to give a little sneak preview. So again, Ben and Stu have been working tirelessly on this thing to get it painted, and it is having a very, very special wrap that is hopefully going to be unveiled at Halloween Action Day. Myself and Georgia and Ben and John are going to Halloween Action Day, so be sure, if you're there guys, come up and say hello, because we don't know if it's going to be completely complete, but this is going to be looking amazing at Halloween Action Day. And yes, in case you haven't guessed, he's going for the sort of DTM sort of touring car vibe on this. I can't wait to see it all done. Diffs, or rear differentials, are a very important part of any build, particularly now because we're going boosted. I am going to be taking on track a couple of times. It's not going to be a dedicated track car, but I do want now, on the older one I had an open diff. Limited slip differentials are always preferable. I have sent my Fuji diff off to be built, hence why it's just a casing, or I have got to tow someone there as well. But I will let you guys know what that's like when it comes back, as there was a guy that came highly recommended in Ireland, so I've had to ship that thing all the way to Ireland. It really does scare me looking at this thing thinking, we need to put this all back together. It's always quite a scary sight, but luckily MX5s are relatively simple to work on. Final update for this video, guys and girls. It's been a very long day, but well worth it. We've made some good progress. So the other side of the wheel arch is all cleaned out, and Georgia just needs to apply the rust converter there. Underneath, same thing there, and we've managed to go pretty much all the way down the transmission tunnel. Rust converter applied, and I've gone all the way down the passenger floor, which looks crazy looking on camera. So the chassis rail and the floor has been ground down, and Georgia's done her work with the rust converter. You can see where it stopped there. So there's still a lot to do. So apologies, well, I would say I apologise for how scruffy we are, but this is a sign of good hard work. So anyway, we will leave it there for now, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. We'll see you in the next one.